Hi, welcome. So, in this video, we are going to continue looking at these basic data structures in Python. We have looked at strings, numbers, lists, tuples. So, we are going to look at sets in this video, and then we are just going to use the same methods, try to understand, is it mutable? Is it ordered? Can it accept duplicates? And let's just go straight to the video and explore the sets data structure. So let me just get this title here, sets. So the last video we looked at tuple, so let me just get this sets. Good, and then shift enter, the shortcut if you don't want to press run here. So we're creating a new set. So you can create an empty set with this set function, as well as we can have this set, initialize this set here. So it starts with the curly braces, and as you can see, it can take numbers, it can take strings, and it can even take, like you see, this is kind of like a list in a, I just wrapped it around the string. So the sets can take all these elements. So this now might be confusing to you. So let's just say, remember that if it's for the list, it would start with something like this, and then you have the elements here. So just, I know the beginning is confusing. If it's a tuple, this is how it would look like. So you instead have these ones, and then maybe the 1, 2. So now for sets, you see it has this curly braces here. So sets, you actually have this curly braces here, then 1, 2. So just practice. In the beginning they might all look kind of similar, but just practice with them to be able to clearly identify when it's a set, when it's a tuple, and when it's a list. And in the next video we are going to continue with dictionaries. So just keep practicing. Now let us see. Now let's try to print this first. Print our set. Let's start with the empty set first and see empty set. So the first thing is to make sure you run this one, initialize it. So it's been saved already now. So we can run the print now with the shift enter, and then it tells us, okay, that's a set. Now let us also print this set one now and see what we are going to have there. So set one. So it gives us the set. This is 8, 1, 2, 4, 5, A. So you must have noticed something you must have noticed. Initially we had 1, 2, A, 4, 5, but now we have 1, 2, 4, 5, A. So you already might start noticing that sets are unordered, and which we are going to prove it as we go down. So that might be a clear distinction for you to know when a set is different, or when you use a set over maybe a list. So let's just go on and start as we used to start. So the first thing we always want to check is, can we access the individual elements? That's it. Can we get this first element? Can we get this second element? So we are going to prove it right here. So let's go to set. So let's just do a print, and then we say set underscore set one. Then let us get try to get the first element. Run this and see. So let's run this and see. Now, as we already saw here, set object is not subscriptable. So what this actually means is that you can't access an element in a set with ordering. So because it's not ordered, is this one appears to be here, and as we saw here, this 4, 5 was here, but now it's here. So we clearly have seen a data structure which is not ordered. We saw that strings were ordered, lists were ordered, tuples were ordered. Now sets are not ordered. So it's good to know that distinction. Have that your checklist, those 3 elements: ordered, mutable, and then also duplicates. Then from there you'll be able to distinguish all these different data structures we've been teaching you throughout this series. So let's go now to the next thing. So now we've seen that you can't It's not ordered. So let's try now to change an element in the set to see if the set is mutable. So let's say, for example, our the elements here, set, let's take that set 1 0 equal to maybe 8. Then we print set 1. So let's run that. So as you can see here, the set 2 are not mutable. You can't change the elements of a set. So that, if you remember the last video, tuples too were immutable. So you can now see another data structure which is not mutable. So tuples and sets are immutable. Now let us check another thing, if they accept duplicates. So let us create our set, which is like a set 2, and then we intentionally have some duplicates there. So 1 1 comma 1, then we have maybe 2 comma 2, and then we have maybe a, for example. Let's try to print this set and see. So we print set 2 and run it now. What do we get? We see that it doesn't accept duplicates. All the ones have been merged to 1, and all the 2s have been merged to 2, and then the a is here. So one thing we know about sets is that it doesn't accept duplicates. So these are interesting things to know, so that you have that difference, because we noticed that lists you were able to have duplicates, with strings you were able to have duplicates, but with sets you can't have duplicates. So you know now the 3 key things here. Let's move on now to playing with sets a bit, to see things like intersections, unions, differences, because these are now the methods that are open to sets that were not open to lists or strings, like we've seen in the previous videos. So methods specific to sets. So let's go to set 2, press our dot, and press tab. So we see that different things pop up now. You have things like intersection, union, remove, pop. We have pop here. We also saw pop in when we're dealing with the list. So some of them are, you also seen copy. Remember, we looked at copy when we're dealing with lists. So some of the methods will repeat themselves. And then again, if you doubt anything, you just need to do your help. Remember, we did that in the earlier videos. So if maybe you want to understand how intersection works, just need to get to help, and then you run it, so that you are able to see clearly that intersection is a built-in return the intersection of 2 sets as a new set. So if you check this out, you'll see that this is going to give you a new set as a common. If you remember, intersection is what is common between 2 sets. So let's just create 2 sets here, and then do some of these specific methods to sets to see what sets have to offer, so that subsequently we'll know when we are dealing with different data structures when to bring in a set to help solve a specific problem. And that is just the purpose of teaching you these different data structures. So I'll just type these values here, and then we try to look for maybe like intersection and things like that. So let me just initialize this, and then we can try to get the intersection. So print, for example, set 1 dot intersection, and then because it's a method and it takes in another set as input, so when you run that, it says that the values that are common to this are 3 and 4, as you can see here, 3 and 4. So you could also print a union. So we could say set 1 union set 2, we run it, so it gives us the complete union. So remember your union, you must have seen this when you were looking at sets in school. So it gives the union of all the elements in this list. So you can also use sets to find the difference. So you can say, let me just copy this here. We just copied all this here, and then we find the difference. So we can say get for the difference from set 1, give me the difference. So like what is the difference between these two sets starting with set 1? So it says that 1 and 2, as you can see here, is what set 1 contains that this one doesn't contain. And we can run it now with starting with set 2 instead. So we can say set 2, look at set 2 and tell us what is different about set 2 compared to set 1. So it says we can compare that the difference is the 5 and 6. So set 2 has 5 and 6 that set 1 doesn't has. Same as here too, set 1 has 1 and 2 that set 2 doesn't have. So just look at these methods, play with them, and understand what sets brings to the table. So another thing now you can look at with sets is maybe you want to add or to remove or things like that. So let's just initialize a set. So set 1 equal to, I'll just take the set here. Let's just take this set here. I think we had it here. Let's just take this set, save time for typing, and then we paste it again here. So that is set 1. And we can decide to say set1 dot add. So set1 dot add. So this is another method which you can just do your help and search or Google it. And then if you now print set1, you get now that set1, they have added 8 there, and you see it adds it wherever it wants to add it. And then you can also say remove. So set1 remove 8 wherever the 8 is found. Set1 dot remove wherever the 8 is found. And then if you click again a print set1 here, for example, you are going to see that the 8 is gone. So I hope you've been able to learn how to use sets, understand the differences between sets and lists, tuples, strings. So you can just go back and take a look at this other data structure so that you have a firm grasp of their differences and you know when to bring one forward because of its advantage over the others. So see you next video. Wish you